So today, like data types, right? Today I discuss about data types and variables. Before I start, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear, whether the screen is visible or not?
Yes, sir, it's visible and audible.
So data types are variables, right? Every organization use case has got data and operations, Every organization use case has got data and operations, right? Data represented, right? Data represented using data types or variables. Data represented using data types or variables. Operations represented using functions. Data represented using data types or variables. Operations represented using functions. Observe this. Every organization has got data and operations. Data represented using data types or variables. Operations using functions. For example, if you take the example of a bank. Bank consists of customers and employees. Customers has got data and operations. Customers has got what? Data and operations. Yes. Data by using, okay, data means like customer name, Ajay. Account number, right? Customer name, account number, balance equal to 90. See, this is what data represented using data types or variables. Every organization will have data and operations. Operations means like what operations? Deposit operation, transfer operation, deposit operation, transfer operation. Withdraw operation. These operations represented using functions. Operations represented using functions. Data represented using data types or variables. Operations represented using functions. Employees also has got data and operations. Employees has got data like the employee ID 101, employee name Ajay, salary 50,000. So this data using data types or variables. Operations, right? Operations like calculating tax, calculating net salary, right? By using functions. Okay. Now observe. So every organization has got data operations, data using data types or variables, operations using functions. Functions we'll discuss later, but our discussion is on data types or variables, data types or variables, right? If we compare C or C++, C or C++ or Java with Python, right? If we compare C, C++, Java with Python, Python supports dynamic data types. It supports dynamic data types. Python supports dynamic data types. We talk about this, right? In other programming language, if you want to define like x equal to 10, compulsory, we need to say int x, y equal to 4.5 means we need to say float y, z equal to hello means like we need to say string z. But in Python, no need to define that int or float or string. Directly we say like x has 10, y has 4.5, z has hello, right? Yes. Here, what type of variable x is means based on this data type defining, you are saying it as int. What kind of variable y is means float type. What kind of variable z is means string type. But in Python, what kind of variable x is means what value you assign to it. What value you assign to it? Integer value. So there is a function called type function in Python. Type of x is int. Why it is int? Because you assigned a int value. What is type of y? Yes. What is type of y, right? Float type. Why with this float? Because you assigned a float value. Type of z is what type? String type. Type of x is int, type of y is float, type of z is string. Based upon what data type you are assigning, right? If you're assigning integer value, integer variable. If you're assigning float value, float. If you're assigning string, string, right? Yes. Okay. Now, understood, right? Based upon the value assigned, the variable is created dynamically during runtime. If you're assigning a integer value, integer variable created. If you're assigning a float value, float variable created. If you're assigning a string value, string variable created. To make you understand much better on this, I'm going to show you 4 cases, right? I'll be discussing 4 cases. Case 1. If I say x equal to 10, what happens internally? Internally, one object gets created with value 10 with some address. The address is given to x. The address given to x, right? Yes. Okay, here what x is storing, don't say like x is storing 10. X stores the address. Here, 3 things you need to understand, right? If I say print x, prints the content, prints the content of, prints the content at that address. See, whenever you say print X, it goes to this address and prints the content, whatever present at which address. Prints the content at that address. What is that? 10. Print ID of X. Prints the address. Prints the address of X. Address of X is 103070. Type of X. Yes, and observe this type of X is what? Prints the data type of X. Data type of X is what type? Integer type. Understood. So print X prints the content. Type ID of X prints the address. Type of X prints the data type of X, right? Yes. So from here on, everyone try to just unmute yourself and try to interact, right? Try to provide your responses through voice or through chat, right?
So if there is any like
What did you write here in the last? Print the data type of X,
Integer type,
int.
integer.
Okay.
Integer, right? Prints the content means 10, prints the address of X, prints the data type of X is integer, right? Yes. Now observe this case 2 and try to respond, right, everyone? Right. Case 2. X value is 10. X value is 10 and Y is 20. X is 10 and Y is 20. How many objects will be created? Everyone try to answer. How many objects will be created?
2 objects.
Yeah, 2 objects with object 10 and one more object with value 20. The first one with some address. The address is given to X. Where exactly it is stored, that address will be given. 10. Assume this is the address where it is stored. That address will be given to Y. Now try to respond, right, everyone. Print X. What is the X value?
10.
10.
Print X is 10. Print ID of X.
103070.
103070. Type data type of X.
Integer type.
Type of X is integer type. Now try to say print Y. What is Y?
20.
20. Address of Y.
104090.
104090. Type of Y.
Integer type.
Type of Y will be integer type, right? Yes. Yes. So 2 different variables with the 2 different values, then 2 different objects with the 2 different addresses are going to get created, right? Yes. This case 2. Next, case 3. Now, X value is 10. Y value is 10. How many objects are getting created here? Try to answer. How many objects gets created?
2 objects.
Everyone, try to answer.
2 objects. X 10. Y 10.
So observe carefully here. Only one object gets created. Only one object is going to get created, right? Yes, only one object. Not 2, only one. So before creating object for Y, it checks any object with value 10 is already available. If already available, the same address will be given. X system, the same.
So then this will be the problem, right? Suppose if we change the value of X to 15, then what will be the Y value?
A new object will be created, right? One more object. So here you need to clearly understand whether how many objects are created, single object or multiple objects. So x equal to 10, y equal to 10, z equal to 10. Don't think like three objects are going to get created. Only one object gets created. Its address is given to x, y, and z. If x is 10, y is 20, z is 30. How many objects are created? X is 10, y is 20, z is 30.
Three objects.
Three objects. Means what is your observation? If the values are different, multiple objects. If the values are same, only
So a single object.
single object. Means x, y, z, they are sharing the same content.
With the same address.
Same address, right? Yes.
Will you say again?
Hello.
Will you say again?
So here x is 10, y is 10, z is 10. The contents are same, right? Don't think
Single.
like three objects with value 10 won't be created. Means the objects won't be duplicated in the memory. Only one object 10 and its address will be given to x, y, and z. But if the values are different, like 10, 20, 30, three objects gets created with three addresses. If values are same, only one object, one address. The address is given to x, y, and z. So here print x, print y, and print z. All they are sharing the same content.
But here where the three values, then the address will be the same.
Address will be the same. So
Okay.
address of x, address of y, address of z is same.
Bilkul.
1030.
3070.
Type of x, type of y, type of z. What type? All are
Integer type.
integer type. So print x, print y, print z, 10. Same. Print address of x, address of y, address of z. So I'll show you all these things practically, right? Yes.
Sir, if this is like user-defined data types in such cases,
These are user defined only. X you are defining, Y also you are defining, Z also you are defining, what?
I mean, in Java, like will be create classes, and for classes will be create objects, right?
Yes.
In such cases, like how it will work in Python?
In Python also same. This is what? X equal to 10. 10 means one object. Object belongs to which class? Integer class. So here, very simple. Just observe. Ideally, x equal to 10. X equal to 10 means internally object created, right? The object belongs to which class? Int class. See the type of x. What it is saying? Class int. Y equal to 4.5 means internally object created. Which object? What type of object? Belongs to which class? Type of
Float,
float, class float.
float or double.
Class float. Z equal to HELLO, right? String you assigned. Type will be what type? String type. Type of Z is what type? Class string. Means what is your observation? In Python, everything got class and objects. Here, objects created means object is there means compulsory class. Which class? Integer class. All this belongs to integer classes. I'll show all these things practically, right? Now observe this case 4, right? Case 4, right? X value is 10, and here not x and y, x and x only. How many objects are created?
It will be error, right? With the same variable, two names.
How many objects are here? 2 objects gets created.
But with the same name, right? X. It won't be like compile time error.
So up to here it's same. If I say print x, what is the x value it prints? Will it print 10 or 20 or both?
Compile time error.
Prints 20, the latest value. latest value will be printed. Print ID of X means 104080. Right. But here you may ask, you may get a query, what happens to the previous object? Print X means
Yes,
it
sir.
prints the latest value, but what happens to the previous object? Whether it is available, not available, or overwrites or deleted. To know what
Override.
to know what happens to the previous object, you need to understand a small concept. So it's too early to discuss that concept, but just I'll give overview as of now, but later I discuss in brief about it with multiple examples. To know what happened to the previous object 10, I will go back to this case 3. I'll go to this case 3, right? You need to understand something about garbage collector. Garbage collector. Garbage collector removes unused or unreferred objects. Garbage collector removes unused or unreferred objects. From the memory. Okay, removes unused or unreferred objects from the memory. You may ask, what do you mean by unused or unreferred objects? Okay. Objects whose reference count becomes 0. Whose reference count becomes 0. We call them as unused or unreferred objects. Then immediately these objects gets removed. Immediately these objects gets removed from the memory. By the garbage collector. Immediately these objects gets removed from the memory by the garbage collector. You may ask, what is this reference count and how this reference count becomes 0? What is reference count? Okay, there is an object 10 here, right? Number of variables pointing to that object. Number of variables pointing to an object. Nothing but reference count. If 3 variables are pointing, reference count 3. If 5 variables pointing, reference count 5. Or another way of defining. Number of variables storing address. Number of variables storing address of a object. So, what is garbage collector? Removes unused or unreferred objects. What do you mean by unused or unreferred? Means objects whose reference count becomes 0. Then immediately these objects gets removed from the memory by the garbage collector.
So how it come 0?
I'm going to say with an example. Number of variables pointing to an object means reference count. Now observe, I'll just explain this now, whatever I written there. Now try to say, everyone try to answer. There is an object 10 here. There is an object 10. How many variables are pointing to this object? Yes.
3.
Everyone try to answer.
3.
variables.
3. So reference count is 3. Can I say? Reference count means number of variables pointing to an object. X is pointing, Y is pointing to this, Z also pointing. Or X is storing its address, Y is storing its address, Z also storing. So reference count is 3. Understood, right? So what is reference count means? Number of variables pointing to an object. Now slowly what I will do? I'll modify the Y value to 20. Just now someone asked if I modify the Y value. If Y value is modified, a new object 20 is created with some new address. the address is given to y. Now y is made to point to the new object. Y is not pointing to this. Y is not pointing to 10. Y is pointing to the new object 20. What is the reference count of this object 10? What is the
Two.
reference? Two.
Two variables.
Only x and z are pointing, right? So reference count is 2 now. Slowly this z also modified to 30. A new object 30 gets created with some address. The address
These
is
are,
z.
Then
these are
reference
applicable.
count is 3.
Okay. Now observe z is made to point to the new object, but it's not pointing to this. Now it's not pointing to this, right?
Yes.
What is the reference count now?
3.
Reference count is
3.
1, right?
No, sorry. But
1. Only x is pointing now.
Why, sir? Why? Because why we have already selected. So Z
change,
equal
no, sir.
What is it?
Y value change, Z value also change, no. There are 3 variables.
1 second.
So
Y equal to 20 means this address store in y only. Y
Oh.
value 20. Z equal to 30 means this address store in z only.
Okay. Then remaining is 1 x only.
So x is storing, which means only this address is stored by x.
Okay.
So previously x, y, z, all they were storing the same address. But slowly what you did, you made y value to 20 and you were said to store this address in y. Slowly. Now y is not pointing to this address. Y is pointing to different address. So reference count became 2. Next, z value also modified and this address is stored in z. Now z is not storing this address. Z is storing different address. Now only x is storing this object, so reference count is 1. Understood how reference count is 1? Hello? Everyone understood or not?
Yeah, understood. Sir.
Now only x is pointing. Now what I will do, slowly I will modify x value to 50. X value modified to 50 with some address. Now this address is stored by x. Now x is not storing that. X is not pointing to this address. X is pointing to a new address. What is the reference count now?
0.
Now just someone asked how reference count becomes 0, right? In this way, if reference count when reference count becomes 0, what happens? Immediately the object gets
removed from the
memory. So whenever reference count becomes 0, immediately that object gets removed from the memory. Understood this, right, everyone? What is
Yes, sir.
garbage collector? Everyone.
yes.
Yes.
This will happen internally. Is it like we need not to call any methods to remove? Is it?
No, directly. Whenever you keep on modifying the value, it automatically gets removed. So yes, these things again, I'll explain this garbage cutter with multiple examples later. So just as an overview I've given now. Now coming back to this case 4, if you understood this, we'll go back to the case 4, right?
So what happens if you assign the same value with a different data type?
Same value you cannot have with same different data types.
Okay, so if I explicitly assign a value of 20 as a string, so in that case, what will happen?
X equal to 20 string means a new x equal to 20 and x equal to string means 2 objects created. One is string object, one is integer object.
Okay.
2 different objects.
Okay.
So now observe this. If you understood this case 3, coming to this case 4, right? I was asking you a query. Yes. I was asking you a query, right? What happens to this object 10, right? X is 10 and X is 20. X
It
value
will be
is 10.
fixed by the- Sorry.
X value is 10 and X value is 20. What happens to this?
Recent values will be printed and previous values goes to garbage collected.
So, okay, forget about X equal to 20 for some time.
Okay.
X equal to 10, you say. What is
Then
the
103070.
reference count is what for this x equal to 10? How many variables are pointing to 10? One. Only x is pointing, right? Reference
Yes.
count is 1. Slowly I modified x value to 20. Then a new object with new address is created. Now x is pointing to that address. X is not pointing, or x is not pointing to this now. X is
Oh.
made to point to new. What happens to the reference count?
0.
If reference count 0 means immediately this
It will remove
object
from.
gets removed from the memory. Understood? What is that? What happens at the back end?
Yes.
So what is your answer? What happens to the previous object means it gets removed. Don't say it's overwritten. No, it gets removed. Now, I'll discuss all these 4 cases practically now.
Right.
So whenever you install Python, go to the start programs, check where your Python is available here. The Python 3.11. Ideally, you can see, right? Click that ideally. Python shell gets opened in this way. And here file, new file you say, and write your Python code and run your Python code here. Run option is there, right? Yes. What is case 1? Right. Defining a variable, x equal to 10. Print x. Type of x. Print x, type of x, and id of x. Okay, save it. int1 dot py. So here, if I say run module, print x means prints the content. What is that? 10. Type of x means type integer. Address of x means this is what the address, right? Fine. Now I'll copy the same, right? I'll copy the same for case 2. File, new file. What is case 2? X is 10, y is 20.
Right.
Defining two different variables with two different values, 10, 20. Then two different objects gets created with two different addresses. Defining two different variables with two different values, then two different objects gets created with two different addresses. X is 10, y is
Y is
20. Print x, type of x, address of x. Similarly, I'll copy these 3 lines for y. Copy, right? Yes. Print y, type of y,
ID of Y.
id of y, right? Yes. Okay. Okay. Answer the address of x and y. Is it For x equal to 10, y equal to 20. Two objects, two different addresses, right? Two different variables, two different values, two different objects. So address of x and y, same or different? Hello?
It's different.
Different, right? Because two different objects, two different addresses. Check it. Run module. Series 10, its address. 20 and its address. Both are different, right? The addresses are different, contents are different. Okay, the contents are different, objects will be different, addresses also will be different. This is case 2.
So you're writing it in IDE or it's a text pad?
So whenever you install Python, I said you'll be getting this, right? So when you go to the start programs and check where your Python is available, right? You can see in the Python folder, you will get this IDLE. If you click this IDLE, it gets opened in this way, Python shell. Say file, new file. Right here, run here. Before running, you need to save it. File, save, Control S.
Okay, got it, sir.
Right, yes, in the different IDs. Now observe this case 3, right? I'll copy this same for the case 3. Defining case 3. Two different variables with same values. Two different variables with same values, 10 and 10. X is 10, Y also 10. Then how many objects?
One object will be created.
So X value is 10, Y also 10 means only
Only
duplicate
one
objects.
object will be created.
Only one object will be created. Its address is returned to both. X is 10, Y is 10. Now everyone try to answer. Address of this X, address of Y, will it be same or different?
It's same.
Same, right? Only one object, only one address. The address will be same.
Same type. Sir,
Yes, being mute, everyone.
if you are created
Yes.
X with 10, Y with 10.0, I mean 10.0. So in such case, like
Yes.
it will be create the two different object or
Yes, first observe this, right? 10 and 10. What is the address? Same. Address of X is same, values are same, contents are same. Only one object. See the address, same address, same address. Okay, fine. Okay. Addresses are same, right? Now you asked a query, right? If 10 and 10.0, 10 and 10.0, right? The address will be here. What type of y is what type? Float type, right? Type of x is integer. One integer object created, one float object created. So address will be different. Two different objects, one float object and one integer object. Address will be different. Okay. Right, next. Observe this case 4, right? Yes. File, new file. Case 4. Defining, okay. Two variables with same name. Two variables with same name. Defining two variables with same name but with different values. X equal to 10, x equal to 20, both x and x only. So two variables with the same name but with different values. Different values. Then two different objects gets created. Two different objects gets created. And the previous one gets removed. Two different objects gets created and the previous one gets removed. Always prints the text equal to 20, type of x is this, and address of x is this. Observe, x is 20 only, it prints always. Understood all these 4 cases, right, everyone? Hello? How to define a variable? It's how to print its value, how to it prints its address, and how to print its type. Okay. Understood, right? Data types. Data types means every organization has got data and operations. Data represented using what? Data types are variables. So operations using functions, right? So how to print the value, how to print the address, and how to print the type. I showed you, right? What happens internally. So data types, we have got fundamental and collection. What are fundamental, what are collections, everything. So we'll discuss everything in the next session, right? Types, data types. There are 2 types of data types, fundamental types and collection types, differences between them. And more discussion on strings, string indexing, string slicing, string functions, string methods, and string special characters, right? Yes. A lot of discussion on strings. Any queries?
Sir,
Yes.
sir, we need to do practice or download the software.
Yeah, you need to download the software and you need to install it. Okay, 1 second.
Because if we will not do anything, then I think it will be a theory class.
You're supposed to do practical. Everything I'll be showing you practically. There's nothing theoretical, right?
Also, from Monday you will show practical and you will share some soft material for doing practice.
Yes, yes.
Because I I I have already forgot all the rules because 20 years it is a big gap, and now I am trying to do the course of the business analytics, and the Python is important. So today I know about the variable object and address clarification. So that one is the point, because if I will imbibe something, do practice, then it will come possible. Otherwise, I will forget. Right? Thank you.
So the previous yesterday in the yesterday video I showed you, right? How I showed you practically how to download Python, right? And what are the different execution modes? Downloading Python, installing Python, and execution modes in Python, right? Now you can see that video links. You will be getting the. I said every session is video recorded. You will be getting the recorded video, soft copy of the notes, right? And that you can see the payment details and these things in the chart panel. You can see a big message given by the online.
I have done payment.
What is it?
I have already done payment.
Okay. Okay, fine. Okay, the others, right? The payment details and procedure, everything is given here. If you want full stack Python, total Python core advanced application oriented modules, plus UI technologies like HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript, and the Django framework, everything which includes the fee structure is 10K. For only Python, it's only 5K, right? So in brief, in depth, we'll be discussing, right? We'll show you the course content. You can see in that will be given to the mail. Otherwise, you can see in site also, it's available. So you can see that course content, right, as compared with any other training sites. In brief, in depth, we'll be discussing about this Python, right? And that's why it says 70 hours we'll be spending on Python only. 2 months it takes, right?
Python plus Django, both 75 hours or
Only
only
Python, only Python 70 hours.
okay.
And Django takes 50 more hours, right? 120 hours, 4 months.
Okay. That also you will be taking Django or some
Yes,
other faculty?
I am only taking.
Okay. Okay.
If you want to go parallelly, in Saturdays, Sundays, Django batches are there. You can attend weekend batches for Django also, right? If you get enrolled to any of my batch, then you can just attend any of my batch, right?
How to get the links? Suppose if you want to attend for like morning 8 o'clock and the evening 7 o'clock. Like the links, how will be provided? Like we need to ask every day, like I will.
The same link will be there once that see the link will be changing like Monday or Tuesday. The link will be changing. Only those who got enrolled, those who got done the payment, those people only will be getting the link, right? So the same link you need to follow throughout up to the end of the course.
Same link for both morning and evening.
No. Why you want to attend morning and evening?
Kind of like revision. Suppose if we are not understood the concept.
A video will be there, right? You can go through the video. Every day you'll be getting the video, right? So if you want, you can attend, but the same link you can follow up to the end of the course.
Yeah, same link only we can join, right? For the evening and the morning. How it will be changed.
No, different link.
Sir, I will try to load the Python software. If I have some doubt, then to whom should I contact?
Python software download. So Python installation download hardly takes 1 minute to install.
Just a minute.
It is just take 1 minute or 2 minutes to install, right? It's not a big thing. There won't be any queries in that. Directly downloading it and just say install, just it gets installed. Hardly takes 1 minute.
Yesterday video was there.
Now you can see, right? Now you can see a big message is given by the online team. Link will be changing soon, so get registered to continue with the further classes. Fine. Observe this. Course content is given. Course content is given, and this Python Django link. The total course content is given. Total course content of Python. Total course on Python and Django. And demo videos is available, right? So you can see the last yesterday's video, and you can just go through the. If anyone facing problem with the installation, other things, in the next class at the start of the session, you can ask me, right? If you're facing any problem, fine, okay. So
And yes, sir.
Yes.
And where I can find the study material?
I'll forward you, right? So we have done
Right.
very less, right? So we are next in the coming classes, I'll be forwarding you, right?
Right. Thank you.
So I'm stopping for now. We'll continue on Monday, same time at 7 p.m. And Monday you can attend the session using the same link. And Monday, Tuesday onwards, the link will be changing, right? Yes. So everyone gets enrolled to get the daily video, daily notes, and a WhatsApp group will be created for technical discussion, right? If anyone got any error, you can take the snap of it, keep in the WhatsApp group. Anybody can answer. I'll be answering it, right? Yes. So I'm stopping for now. We'll continue on Monday, same time, right?
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Okay.